So obviously you guys are coming off a big win against North Carolina. What do you think the team needs to do to continue to build off that now heading against Washington?
We love the energy. There was a real bite to our attitude, a bite to our defending, a bite to our purpose to move up the field with the ball. We need to continue with that mindset. Tactically, we were very different for Carolina than we have previously. And I think Saturday against Washington will be very similar to how we normally are. At the same time, the shape and the tactics and the players that are on the field, while that might be slightly different, the things that we were very strong at against Carolina, the players, I asked their thoughts on when we've been our best this year, and they shared some games that they thought we were at our best. And we talked about what the consistencies from those games and the Carolina game were, and we agreed it starts with the energy. It starts with the desire and the fight, and sometimes we've got lost in trying to play the perfect game and not putting the top of the list, the desire to fight and work and second balls and challenge, and we got outworked when we went to Washington. The number one priority will be to flip that round against them this time.
Given that Washington is one of those performances that you weren't super happy with, and also they'll be having the addition, I think, of Malpew this weekend, what do you guys need to do? Obviously hard work, but are there specific things outside of that you guys need to do to have a better result against them this time?
Yeah, they've become a lot more organised, I'd say, over the last, maybe the game before we played them. They've been a bit more organised since then. It's hard to break down. They're a very compact unit. Their front runners do a lot in defending, not just high up the field, but they track back and they help their midfield and back line out. They'll be missing Ortega, but you add Pugh, so the speed is like for like. We haven't got to deal with Ortega's strength, which caused us a big problem. Her physicality was a challenge for us. So we got some new challenges. Benini, smart, intelligent, gets between lines, will link up well with their other attacking players. So we got two new threats that we didn't deal with, and we'll have a plan for those that we'll deal with as a team. North Carolina have a lot of weapons and a lot of dangerous weapons that have been on fire recently, and it wasn't an individual or a couple of individuals that took care of their strikers or their power in midfield. It was our whole team, so we need the same attitude and mindset for this one for Washington.
Does it make it a little bit more crucial to get a result against Washington, not only because of where they are on the table, where you guys have been playing, but to make sure the games you had on Saturday aren't squandered?
Yeah, we rarely ever, and me even away from the team, get caught up in looking anything past the objectives that we got to achieve. We got to do in this game, the next game's Washington. Of course, with the results since the international break, there's a couple of games that got away from us there, and because of that, I think there's an extra pressure and bite and intensity to every game that we approach. We can't afford any more slip-ups. We've had them. Washington, 3 points up for grabs. It's a huge advantage being at home. It's a huge advantage staying at home for this one. After the Carolina game, being able to train again, we hadn't felt that for 2 to 3 weeks. We haven't been able to train, and I think we're at our best when we have that opportunity. When we keep everyone on the same page, we keep everyone going the right direction, and we control their loads to where they can give everything they've got physically, mentally on game day.
You're going up against what will probably be another two-front this weekend, but one of the things that is pretty distinct is they have a lot of interchangeability between Pugh, Benini, Williams. Salon tends to stay outright. Does that change anything about what you're going to do defensively or the principles that you have to adhere to?
No, we'll attack it as a team. There's times, we look at the Seattle game, there was times where we did some specific things for a couple of their players. Washington has some real quality. The North Carolina game, it was hard to choose one or two because they got 4 or 5, and we did it by team, and I think it gave us a great setting in the game. It gave us a great platform to do everything we wanted with and without the ball. We as a team know that we've got to take care of those players. That if the front line put the pressure on or stay connected in their block, screening passes into where we want them to go, then defenders don't have to deal with those threats as much like we did on Saturday. So by team, we got to take care of their individuals and take care of them as a team. Their team habits, they go forward quick, they combine and counter-attack, and they wait for those opportunities, and they hurt us when we played there. And we've seen them against a few other teams. The Orlando game, the way they nicked one of their goals was intercepting and breaking fast. So we know the trends, and it doesn't mean that we're ready to stop them. We will be Saturday.